Welcome back to the Runs podcast, the Runs, whatever we're calling it now. I feel like on stuff now we can drop the podcast with just the Runs now, aren't we?
Yeah, I think so, mate. We're just the Runs. If they don't know now that we're a podcast, then we're in trouble anyway.
We're never gonna know. Yeah. Are you okay?
Not bad, mate. Not bad. Just been and done a sesh with Joe. Tuesday Club is coming back slowly, getting back into it, enjoying it. So yeah.
I was gonna say you're enjoying it again now, aren't you?
I am. I seem to be like fingers crossed. Yeah, getting back to a bit of fitness and form. Hopefully, will come with that in the next month or so. So yeah, I'm back enjoying. Although it was quite hot but very windy.
That's it, isn't it? Because I was just looking now, and all the days is 25 degrees at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's like I'm not going to go running in 25 degrees. Like,
and you're not going to get up at 5 on holidays, you?
No, so I don't know. I think I'll just leave them behind and then enjoy myself and then start again like I always do now. Because I'm struggling. Since Manchester, it's just been a struggle. Like,
it's hard, mate. After a marathon anyway, everyone gets hard. But like, yeah, you've been a busy boy, a lot on. Like you just said, you're knackered. You can't wait for Friday and you're all in now. And I don't blame you. I had mine at the right time.
Yeah, I went I've tried, but I keep I think I've pulled a muscle in my quad or something. I don't know, pulled would be the wrong word probably, but it just vibrates sometimes when I'm running and then it hurts so.
Yeah, vibrating quad. Can't diagnose that one, sorry.
I text George, what can I do for a vibrating quad?
I don't think he's going to know either.
But yeah, at least one of us is going well.
Yeah.
You have to now because Arwell is going to be gunning for you in Bethcall. It's personal now,
He made it personal. He was the one that can give us a big one.
I texted him earlier because I'm picking up samples for the t-shirts tomorrow, and because Arwell's on the front of one, I said you better have one. And I said, "What's your address?" And I'll drop it down. He said, "I'm not there." I said, "Just give me your address and I'll drop it down anyway." He sent the address. I said, me and Nick, you're gonna fucking egg your house now anyway. We're not having any t-shirts.
Yeah, it was nothing to do with the t-shirt.
Your house is getting egged.
No, I feel fair game, mate. I'm here to be taken down if you want to call it that. 10K he might have me,
You're winning, isn't you? You're one up.
Winning, I'm one up, so. He's 20 years younger than me, he should be beating me.
I know, absolutely. He said he went to, what's it called? Down our way. One of the park runs down the road from me. I can't remember.
There's a new one, somewhere. Yeah.
Down by where Lewis Bradley lived, and he said he was down there, and some people were like to him, "Have you heard the episode of the pod this week?" Oh, funny, man. Funny.
Nice.
I booked Richard Burton on the weekend. On yesterday, I think I booked it. Did it open this week? Or my father-in-law texted me 7 o'clock yesterday morning. He was like, "It's open."
I seen obviously you shared the thing that it's open, but I haven't done that yet. Ken asked in the group, didn't he be doing this a week after Snowden? And it always is, but I will do it. I will. It won't.
If everything goes to plan with my the way everything could fall in so perfect for me. If I come back off holidays now, I do the minor, do Pithcall, then we've got the run for all sandwich in the middle. Then I get an email saying congratulations, you're in London. Then I've got me.
Go.
Then Richard Burton. If I'm still running consistently, you can just run in with me and pace me to some sort of time.
Yeah, that would be good actually. Nice easy something for me. It's a tough 10K in it, but we do love it. And I've missed the last couple of years for various things. I am going to definitely enter. Yeah. Even if it's a week after a hurry.
I'll teach you to carry the GoPro, and then we'll be
yeah, we might get a good bit of stuff out of it.
But we'll be down there anyway, running or what. I'll be running, but you'll be down there, whatever, cheering or running, either way.
Yeah, I'll be running. I will enter.
So that's my big goal now, is to have that. If that falls in the middle, if I can get that to drop, then I've got a nice block lined up, haven't I?
To follow into things, keep you motivated and out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And if I don't stay motivated, people should just stop listening. So we're like, why are you always going down? Oh, they're fed up with your lies, guy.
Keep saying he's going to start the block for this, the block for that.
Oh, right. What else has been going on? First, remember I said I was down Swansea half, and one of the pacers stopped me and said, "Big fan of the pod, blah, blah, blah." And it's always weird when someone starts, especially strangers. I've never seen this guy's face, because I can normally, because I run the Instagram, I can like recognize people a little bit from their profiles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this guy was like a flat out stranger. I was like, fucking hell. All right, thank you very much. Bit scared. No, I'm not scared, but it's always nice and weird. But then a scene on a weekend. His name is Marcus Biggs, and he ran his 100th park run on a weekend. So congratulations, Marcus.
Yeah.
Well done on 100 park runs.
And
And please feel free to give us a shout next time you see us in a race as well.
definitely.
But yeah, 100 park runs. Have you
Yeah.
done 100?
Yeah, I'm on about 230 odd.
Ooh. I don't think I've done 100.
I've done over 100 in my stake.
That's mad, isn't it?
I know. Well, yeah, it's on my doorstep, isn't it? So I
Yeah.
need to do more elsewhere. I think I done about 50 odd in Porthcawl because there was nowhere else around them, was it? There was not much anywhere. Like you had no Knoll, no My Stake, no Aberfields. You know, it was probably Swansea, Cardiff, Porthcawl. That was probably it.
When it started, yeah. Well, not when it started, but when, before. Oh. Once I get back off holidays, we'll sort out some tourism now. We've just been fucking mad.
Yeah.
Flat out. But that leads me on to two stuff I need to say, because Sophie from Bilf has asked me to shout out about a race they've got. We know Bilf is in the middle of nowhere, but if you can get up there, fantastic. It's called the 100 House 10K. It's on Sunday, the June the 29th. I said, Soph, usually we would make the effort and come, but we've got our local race, so we can't. But we wouldn't have made the effort and come because we told you a million times it's fucking too far for us.
No, we will have to try and get up there for something if it's a different race that doesn't clash.
I know. But she said then they are thinking about doing some My Stake tourism. So I said, make sure you let us know because we make sure we're definitely at My Stake that weekend as well. Yeah. It's the 100 House 10K. It's on the 29th of June. £18 affiliated, £20 non-affiliated. £100 cash prize for each male or female who sets a new course record, but I don't know what the course records are, but I'm sure they'll post them or you can find them online. So that's Bilf.
Nice, cheap local race.
Yeah, pretty much like. Barry 10K
was on Sunday. Yes.
Yeah. Omar won it again. He's on fire.
Yeah, I know. Off the back of Swansea and then straight down to Barry to clean up the money.
Yeah. Natasha Cockram, Nee Wilson, or whichever way around it is, took the female title as well.
Natasha Wilson, yeah. She won a couple now. She went Swansea as well.
Yeah. She said she loves racing in Wales. She said the fans are better there than anywhere else. So,
of course we are.
Well done, boys. Yeah, a couple of others. Varane was there. Butler came second, I think.
John second, Matt fourth. Even though on the app, which is good old Run for Wales app, Matt Varane was third. So we're all, well done, Matt. Nice podium, mate. Butler's straight away, no, he was fourth. So-and-so from Bristol beat him. Like, all right, chill out, John. Give the man his... Not his fault. They got the fucking order wrong on the app.
Yeah. Can't all go complaining to get our places back, can we?
No.
Butler's having it until he comes on a podcast from
He's fair game now. Fuck him.
But look, I wouldn't. But Kev, my guy I work with, Kev, right? I don't think he listens to podcasts. I don't think he knows how they work. But he done Barry 10K. He's 60. He's semi-retired. So yeah, he's over 60 odd. And he done it in 107. And he's only started running back recently.
That's good done there. That's a tough old course, as we know.
Yeah, it's horrible. I wouldn't ever do it again.
No, I don't think I would choose to do it if it's on the calendar unless it felt right for something. I wouldn't go down and do it. Not saying there's anything wrong with the support and the thing, but it's just a tough old 10K, innit?
And it's hard to get. I know everywhere's hard to get to, but it's hard to get to. It's A roads all the way.
Yeah.
And it's a trek.
Traffic, because you're all going the same way, innit? Also, they ran out of T-shirts.
Don't start me off on Run for Wales. Please do not start me off on Run for Wales.
I'm just giving you the facts. They run out of T-shirts. But
it's all right because you can buy a T-shirt or a hoodie or a coaster or a mug or whatever. And you can book. I told you earlier, I texted you earlier, I'm fucking fed up of
this early bird entries.
early bird. So they're just cycling through them all the time. It's like if race finishes, early bird tickets
Early
are out
bird.
straight away.
I said we was just talking about it down the state, funny enough, when we was warming up about it, about the lack of t-shirts and chucking out the early bird. It's to catch on the euphoria of people, isn't it? We said before, it's like,
I don't blame them as a business model, but I hate them as well. So,
well, yeah, you can't be chucking out early birds who don't have enough t-shirts this year, and surely they know. Well, they must do, like, they know how many entries there. They should know how many t-shirts they need.
Races don't care about the back end, but they pretend they do. It's the same as Manchester. The 6 hours I done it in, fucking massage was wrapping up. I've been on my feet for 6 hours. I needed more.
You do. You're right, mate. They do not. They can say they do.
They care about their money. They don't care about the back end.
No. But no, another fail again.
Fucking, oh well. Dewi wasn't there because Dewi was knocking a race off his bucket list.
Yes.
He's beat every man, every woman, every human, and now he's beat a horse.
Now he's beat every horse in bad conditions when he told us it can only be done when it's going to be a dry year. But
I'm here for this version of Dewi.
Oh, I love it. I love it that he just rocks up there and smashes it. What did he win by? Was it 9 minutes? I seen.
Yeah, I think he won by quite a bit.
He won by a hell of a distance, like, and it looked like I think it was Susie Chan put some Insta stories up, and like it looked terrific.
Yeah,
so fair play. Like, that's going to suit the horse in him more than a fucking human over there.
Oh yeah, they got 4 legs and hooves.
Well, 4 legs. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Because, like, I'm sure we said the prize money, when we spoke to them, the big prize went last year or the year before, didn't it?
And it has to build back up, does it?
So it builds back up every year then. I'm going to say £1,000 a year if the horse wins. But yeah, so sadly he didn't win a big prize, but he still got the prestige of being the man that beat the horse.
I think having a baby's come at a nice time for him because he can not relax, innit? But he can take. He's probably had to take the foot off the gas a little bit, haven't he?
Yeah.
He knows he's not in like. I'm not going to say he's not in shape for whatever because he is like, but he can take his foot off the gas and he can pick and choose and do what he wants to do as well.
Exactly that, and like something like that, like he said, year or more he was on with us when it was
February, yeah.
And he's gone and done it and won it.
February 2024, and his fucking episode is still downloading. Bloody hell. Only joking.
Don't do, might have the same issue tonight.
I know.
Mine's bad.
It'll be all right. I'm off tomorrow, so I've got all day to sort it out.
Are you off now till the holiday or just tomorrow now?
Nah, I'm off for the rest now. Yeah, I was off Thursday, Friday, and then I looked at the leave chart, and it's red at the moment because it's so busy. It's annual leave season in there, but then there was one white stripe the day before I went on holiday, so I thought, I'm just going to take on that.
Taking it.
Yeah. Like from 2 o'clock today, I've been like, I'm going early. 4:30, I slipped out then.
Job done. Out
of office on. Can't wait. Friday morning to sit by the side of the pool, have an ice cream like.
Oh yes. It's going to be hot here, mine. So
it's 31 out there.
I can have an ice cream as well.
Yeah, you can have ice cream as well. Everyone can have ice cream. On Nicky, if you see ice cream on the weekend, Nicky on the weekend, going to buy your ice cream. Jake was back racing. Jake's always back racing. Bit disappointed, wasn't he, again?
Yeah, the UK 10k champs on the track. Around like a 29, was it? Yeah, he said he wasn't happy.
But again, that's sharper than he was 2 years ago. So he's getting better. He's getting stronger, isn't he?
Yeah, probably not.
Maybe race less. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I said it like, I think it was me and Harvey were talking about it Sunday. It's like, that can't have been easy a week after Castles, like, and he smashed Castles instead of just maybe, not smashing, but for the badge, wasn't it? So what
exactly. What are you gonna do, innit? And before we get our guests on, I think that's all we've got to talk about. But we have to give Benki or Kenki a shout out because he's been crying in WhatsApp today. I mean, we've been making new friends and he feels like he doesn't get enough attention off us anymore.
I know. Well, if he got out the house once or twice to maybe run, socialise, or anything else, he'd be talked about more.
For Perth Call, I'll share his bib number.
Yeah, he's
doing him, boo him.
Yeah, we want to Not a cheer zone, a booze zone.
That's what we wanted to talk about, as well, because we're in and are in debating whether or not to have a cheer spot and then somewhere we can meet back after it.
Yeah.
Maybe if the weather's nice enough, have a couple of cool boxes of beer and stuff like that, some music, and have a chat. But the cheer spot we were thinking about, you have to walk past all the pubs to get to it, don't you? And who's gonna? So I don't know. Let us know if you want us to have a cheer spot, and we will. And if we don't, we'll just see you by the pub.
Yeah. But yeah, we would like to make just a bit of a social after if we can.
Yeah.
Depending on weather, and obviously it should be warm.
Well, I looked at the 4-week forecast, which we know is
love,
not
you
accurate.
love that.
I do love a 4
I don't
week.
trust the 1 week.
Hey, it was spot on for Manchester, and it's saying 21 degrees, so we wouldn't even need a gazebo. My main concern about a gazebo is it stops me my ability to slip off when I'm ready because I've got half a responsibility to take a gazebo down.
So we'll
just
go
let
no
it flow
gazebo,
into the sea.
No gazebo, nice sunny weather, a couple of cool boxes. Yeah, that's what we're hoping.
Get Scott Gray to be on the beer duty because he'd probably buy out.
But yeah, it is. Let us know.
Let us know. Have we got anything else before we get our guest on?
I don't know.
I don't think we did really. Dav run really well in
that
as well.
Under 23 second when he.
Yeah, I said to you that I seen Dav down Swansea off. He wasn't running it, but he's not filling out. He's looking like a man now. I think he's like a couple of inches taller. He's looking a bit more defined, like.
Yeah, I haven't seen him for a while. He's still doing well, isn't he?
Yeah, well, I was a season opener, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Right, this week we've got a local race to talk about. The Bridgend Beer Mile. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with this episode. We've got 3 people joining.
Yeah, originally, let's get some clarity. I spoke to Mark. Mark said, could we do a bit of promo for the pod, for the Bridgend Beer Mile, to help push it for them and get more people to turn up? So yeah, I said, tell you what, just come on, do an episode. Oh, great. And then this week when we're lining it up, he's like, right, so me, Jeff, John, when we all come on now, I was like, whoa, now, hang on. And then it was too late, all confused. Just like, yeah, go on then, let's just get you all on. Let's have a bit of a chat about their run-in and push the beer mile for them.
Yeah, so I'm going to send the invites out, and then...
hopefully they're ready, because I literally was messaging Mark 20 minutes ago to prep him.
Right, let's take a quick break, and I'll get this, because I can't multitask. Right, 3, 2, 1, welcome back. We have been joined by Jeff, Mark, and John, and eventually they're going to get on to talking about the Bridgend Beer Mile. But as usual, we try and find out a little bit more about your running journeys and what's led you up to where we are now. So, Jeff, should we start with you, your running journey and how you got into it and where you're up to now?
Well, I'm the oldest of the Beer Mile Crew, I think. So my running journey started back probably in the 80s when I was in school in my state comp. So, left my state comp in about 1984, went off to university up in Hertfordshire. Obviously, in my state comp, there wasn't much going on the running front, as it was all about the rugby back in those days.
Yeah.
Did you go
to my state comp, Nick?
Yeah, I was my state comp. It was all rugby, wasn't it? That's all he cared about.
Absolutely. Yeah. The only time I was at running was when the rugby pitch was waterlogged. They send everybody on a cross-country run up to Top Clan. And I was usually the first back, but nobody cared, so we just moved on, you know. So,
Did you play rugby as well, Jeff?
Oh, no.
No,
absolutely not. A little bit of football, but no rugby. Yeah.
And just carried on running, any gaps or anything, or you've just been running ever since?
Up and down, really. So back in the day, I went to university then, just carried on doing a bit of fitness running, being competitive, and then moved back to my state in 1988. Around that time, I got married and we started swimming more. My wife's really into swimming, Kerry. So she taught me how to swim properly and started doing quite a lot of swimming at that point then. And then over the next 2 years, started to dabble in a bit of triathlon as well. So there was a club, a small running club back in my state back in those days as well, called My State Harriers.
Was it?
Yeah. There's only about 6 members. It was me, Chris Thomas, Tony Williams, and a few other guys, and we used to run up and down the valley, and on the weekends we used to come down to Porthcawl and do loops somewhere with the Mount Dunes, you know. So good times. Yeah. So we really got into that was the early days of kind of triathlon, then really. So around the early 90s.
Yeah. You must have been, just like, well, doing it like Scott Graynick, without the alphas and without the carbons, just with the good old bike and good old shoes, and everyone's competing on the same level.
Yeah, back in the day, it was a speedo on a running vest, and that was your choice.
Yeah, the running vest. I see pictures of Lance Armstrong, when he was a triathlete.
Yeah, exactly. You had a road bike, there was no specialist time trial bikes in those days, so you got your road bike and you put a clip-on tri-bars on top of it, and off you went, so yeah. And they were 20 or 30 people, they weren't mass events like these days. It was very niche back in those days. Usually elite runners, surf lifesavers, those type of people really used to do triathlon back in the day, So, yeah. So really, the running took a bit of a backseat after that, really. So the kids came along and moved to Porthcawl. Living there for 32 years now. Had a brief stint with Canelli Striders, which was not for long, but. And then when my daughter was about 10 or 12 years old, I think, she started running the Bridgend Athletic Club. So she started showing a bit of talent for running in the local primary school leagues and some of the other running events locally. So I started running with the seniors in Bridgend then. So I was a member of Bridgend then for probably about 12 or 13 years. And I really got that's when I got my love for competitive running, really. Yeah, so as soon as there was a club in Porthcawl, then they started 15 years ago now, back in 2010. So I joined Porthcawl as soon as the club in Porthcawl was formed, but I stayed members of both clubs until fairly recently, really. Yeah.
It's quite the journey,
Yeah.
So you got into running quite late, Jess. Didn't realise that.
Competitive running, yeah. I was 40. Yeah, really. Before that, I was just, used to do a little bit.
Yeah, you was into before you started, I guess, Jeff, weren't you? Coming off the back of triathlon.
Yeah. I did it to improve my triathlons, really. When I joined Bridgend Athletic Club, when I started training properly, and realised I enjoyed the running more, So stuck with the running a bit after that, and I dropped the other sports.
It's quite a hotbed for triathlon now again down there, isn't it? You've got the Warriors down there, you've got Porthcawl Tri. Fancy getting a tri-suit back on, Jeff, or not?
I've dabbled, I've kind of dipped in and out of it over the years, literally. Yeah, so done a few 70.3s. I've never gone to full Ironman, but I always vowed if I managed to get under 5 hours for a half, I'd do a full, but I never quite got there. Yeah, so...
Purposely, or...?
Yeah. What was that, sorry?
Was that purposely not got under, or was it like...
No, I got very close, but Ironman wasn't for me, but... No, my daughter and my son-in-law both did Ironman Wales 2 years ago, and I was kind of almost inspired to join them. So my daughter was a kind of a full-time elite triathlete for about 10 years.
Yeah, absolutely. She was Zoe was team manager for Castles, wasn't she? For Porthcawl. She was
the woman's team manager. Yeah, I was the men's team manager. She was the ladies. So she finished fourth in Ironman 2 years ago, just behind Emily Marchant, actually. Overtook her on the last 20% of the run, I think. Yeah. We all like multi-sport in our family,
Yeah, definitely. Good. Excellent. Mark, what about you? How did your running journey start?
Oh, here we go.
I was probably sort of 10, 11, and we used to do, I went to school in Porthcawl, we did a little bit of PE and running in the dunes. The PE teacher was ex-military, so we used to have to go and do these like romps in the dunes. And I was always just at the front next to him running, and he sort of put me in the cross-country team. And we went round other schools as you do back then, his race. And just kind of, I guess, just had a bit of a talent for it above other 10-year-olds. Probably just because most 10-year-olds hate running, and I didn't. And then fast forward a few years, I ended up getting I got a scholarship to go and run at Christ College Brecon up in Brecon. And
running scholarship?
Yeah.
I
So
didn't know
they
they
took me up
existed.
there to just basically run for them. Obviously, I did my A levels and stuff. And so I raced up there for a couple of years, ended up getting a few Welsh vests as a junior, went to World Championships, a couple of British Championships for mountain running, and then came back, finished my A-levels, went to university to Birmingham, which was a reasonably sound running university, had a coach, Bud Baldwin, which I think is in the early days of like London Marathon, kind of helping get that up and running and part of that system. But just the beer and running mix didn't happen. So
It's
I
been in
used
good
to turn
stead
up.
now, though.
That's brilliant now. They used to call me Dead Emery because I'd just be like dead all the time doing track sessions. And I did go to a British universities, but I weren't great there because I think I'd been out. I think I knew a few other people from different universities. We ended up just going out, and it was just a bit of a party, really. Finished that, took a few years off, kind of did a bit of plodding around locally, but I moved back down South Wales, then bumped into a mate of mine, Rob Atkin, at the pudding race in Merthyr Mawr. It was probably like 2000, I don't know, 8, something like that, 7. And he just went, "Oh, why don't you come down Bridgend?" And because I used to run for Bridgend as a kid, and knew him from there. And he said, "Oh, why don't you come back down to seniors?" And I was like, "Okay." So I went along with him, and then just kind of joined back up, and subsequently have kind of gone and dabbled in a couple of marathons, London and Berlin, and done an ultra last year and done 5 and 10Ks. I did do a bit of triathlon, but was pretty shit at the swimming and biking. I was basically just waiting for the run and then just tried to make ground. When I was doing it, though, I mean, it's changed now, isn't it? Where like there's decent runners now. They're actually pretty fast, whereas sort of 15, 10 years ago or more, they basically just loved the bike. They were bikers that just did triathlon and they couldn't run for toffee. So I just rinsed through the field, and not that I ever came anywhere, but yeah. And then I got bored. I fell off my bike a couple of times and got cut up. So I thought, I'll sack that off. And then went back to running, and and then obviously we started Beer Mile, which was right up my avenue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, finally, I got something amnesia.
Yeah.
We'll get on to Beer Mile. Yeah, definitely. But Nick, you had a story about Mark, didn't you?
Yeah, like when I first started. So how old's your oldest, Mark?
Ted.
Yeah.
He's 9 now.
So like when I first started, we used to go down to the odd park run in Porthcawl because there was no other park run around. We spoke about Snow and Gab before we come on. And like a couple of us used to go down. We were never runners. I was good at football, pretty fit, so I could do a 5K. Didn't know nothing. But like every week we used to go down. You'd get to the last K or so, we'd be running together, the group of the football boys, and be like, "Don't get beat by Pram Man. Don't get beat by Pram Man." And Pram Man was you coming flying past on the lower prom and always beating us. I obviously didn't know you then, did I? But you was our Pram Man. It was like every week, how far did we get before Pram Man gets us?
In the three-wheeler.
Yeah.
That's cheating,
I was desperate to win it.
Yeah, you used to come flying along the lower prom like, shit, he's done this again.
I remember turning on because there's a dead turn in Porthcawl, isn't it? I remember turning. Don't tell Claire this, but he went on like I went trying to do a real fast turn and he ended up freaking going over. And that's like hoofing back in. I was like, I'd like to adrenaline pumping.
Go.
Yeah, he didn't mind it actually. He never whinged. But I couldn't hear him if he was.
He's like,
yeah.
Before we get on to John, we need to talk about your short choices as well. Are they running shorts as well? I always think you've got swimming shorts on.
Of course they are, mate.
I always think you've got swimming shorts on.
Although tonight I feel like I've let the team down. Just got like a pair of crappy grey Nikes on.
Proper shorts, not swim shorts.
No, I do. I started really liking some funky socks, And then we were over in America and went into one of the malls, and there was a running shop, and they had these shorts called chicken legs, and they just do all sorts of designs on them. And I was like, "Oh my God, Claire, look at these!" My wife, and she was like, "What?" And then subsequently just ended up buying loads of pairs of them. And I think, you know what, I'm not that great at running in major races, so I think at least I'll be noticed from short wearing. And then it'll be like at Parkman, don't get beaten by short man.
Short man now, yeah.
Short as in height, but also short.
Yeah. Well, the ones you've got, the lightning ones are you blue and are they lightning bolts on your blue and
Yeah,
yellow?
the lightning bolt. I've kind of, I suppose I've started to use them for my race shorts.
Yeah. I was trying to think, yeah, what would they call you? But lightning arse is a bit of a compliment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's either them or I got two pairs of flamingos. I've got a pair of dinosaur ones.
Oh, I don't mind dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Right, John, what about you?
Yeah, I guess probably a late starter because I guess running was. I when I was a lad, I did boxing and played rugby, so running was just something you did to keep fit to play those. So it wasn't really until around about I was living in Cardiff, and then they announced the Cardiff Marathon. So I wasn't really running. I wasn't doing any sport. I'd had a kid, and there was like the Cardiff Marathon. Oh, I'll go with that. So I did that back in the first Cardiff. Was it early noughties when it was the full 26? So
I don't remember. You've spoke about that before. I don't remember that.
I don't remember the marathon, but I remember people have talked about Cardiff had a marathon.
It was 2 loops, John, was it?
No, this was 1982, 83, I think.
Oh, no, I'm talking about 2004 when they came back, 2003 or something like that. When they first did it, they did the full marathon the first year. This was before they did it as 2 loops, so I got to do the one big marathon. So I did that. It was either 2002 or 3 or 4, I'm not sure which one. So I did that, and then just played the odd game of squash with my mates and didn't really run. And then I think it was something like late noughties. I discovered something called obstacle course racing. So I used to go up an annual pilgrimage to something called Tough Guy in January. So, and that's kind of what got me into running, really, was doing a bit of these obstacle course races with.
Would that be like Tough Mudder and stuff? No,
that was the girly version, yeah. So
before it all, same as we talk about triathlon and stuff, everything before it gets glamorized by the branding and everything, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting for people that want to love running, but they want something a little bit different. Like, there's something that they call Tough Guy, and he takes away a lot of the health and safety. So if you fall, you can fall like 30 foot and hurt yourself, or you're literally crawling under barbed wire, and if you don't do it right, you cut yourself on the barbed wire. So one year I went up and did that. I think it was 2013 or thing. I mean, you're going through these like 100-meter lakes, and it was so cold. It was like 2 inches of ice. So if you got there first, the guys were smashing the ice with their arms and just cutting themselves all down there. You come out of it and you've just been ripped by all the ice that have shard your body. So yeah, that's kind of how I started. Yeah. And I was doing that, and I wasn't very good. I mean, you just enjoyed the suffering. That's what it was. It was all about suffering and getting through the suffering. And then I think my dad passed away in 2014, so I was in a bit of a dark place with it all. And one of my a guy called Gareth Davis, the run for Bridgend, was like, "Oh, come down the running club." So being really naive and not knowing anything about the local running clubs or anything, I just went down Bridgend Athletics to start running with them, having not really ran properly forever. To find out that there's a decent standard there. So I kind of went running and had this matching like lycra bottoms and lycra top, and just turned up looking a bit overweight like a beach whale with all these like semi-pro bloody athletes doing mega stuff, and I'm just there like puffing at the back. But I guess it was nice because the longer you go, the quicker you get, and you kind of not at the back, and you kind of progress up through the ranks. So that was nice. So yeah, so I guess I started running with the club in 2014, and within a week of joining the club, I signed up to an ultra, which was the Brecon to Cardiff in 2015. so my first race then was an ultra marathon, really, on my kind of more recent running journey.
Yeah.
And then I was lucky because I think I got Jeff dropped out of the club marathon place that year, I think, and I kind of got a marathon place then in the April as the warm up for the Brecon to Cardiff, because when they first started it was in May of the first year or two, and then they swapped it to the February. So so it was, and then I started with Bridgend Athletics. I got dragged down there by a guy called Gareth Davis, so cheers for that, Gareth. And then when I was down there, I became good friends with a guy called Gavin Gates, who does the sports massage, who was he was quite a great runner back in the day. So I kind of ended up going out running with him 2 or 3 mornings at 6 a.m. Just to get into shape a bit, so I could cope with the tempo rems and the laps down in the Bridgend Athletics. But yeah, so I kind of did that. Got into the ultras, and I'm not a fast runner. I got no ambition to run that fast apart from the beer mile. So I just went running long, to be honest. I just went long because you do the long stuff. You do these 40 miles or 50 miles. No one ever goes to, oh, how quickly are you doing it? What was it? They just go, oh, well done. How long did you go? So I didn't want to tell them. We just used to stop in pubs, have a pint, have a bar meal en route, and just get to the end like as a day out. So yeah, I mean, it's all just for kicks and giggles, really. My journey's more about the mental health, getting together with people and just enjoying what you can. But I think the important bit was it took over a bit at one point in my life, and I think I needed, like all of us, you get addicted, you get passionate about something.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And it can result nearly in divorce as well, So watch out for that one. But I kind of reined it in a bit, And then I guess COVID hit then. So if I'm honest, I haven't really done much since COVID, and I think it's the beer mile that keeps me going, to be honest, because every time the beer miles come, I think, I better get out and do a bit of running. I better get out and do a bit of running. And yeah, more recently, I've got mates who are still on the ultra scene, and they've helped me get back out running which has been great. So I've just been popping up every now and again, running the odd 10 mile a year and 10 mile a day with mates doing the wild horse. And run for 4 months, and they said to the boys, I need a day out, I need a day out with the boys. And they're like, oh, we're doing the roller coaster, come down. So I think I'd ran twice this year, and then 10th of May it was, when I did the roller coaster with them, got to about mile 17. We stopped off in the pub to have a pint, and I thought, that's enough for me. That's enough. So I'll take that, 17 miles on the first run back over the hills of the Rhondda. But yeah, so for me, the beer mile, I think it's a more, the bringing people together. It's I remember that year we had, what was his name? Dan Bodmin. So Dan Bodmin was one of the, I think, Welsh 5K champ at the time in some kind of field. And he come last in his heat of the beer mile. Come last. The leveler. Yeah, he couldn't drink for toffee, that one. So it's... So it's great, you see some of the guys that are a little bit bigger. But anyway, I won't go on to the beer mile just yet, because I guess that's next to come. But yeah, so I was a late in comparison to Jeff and Mark. I was a bit of a late comer, but I think we all bonded through Bridgend Athletics at some point.
That's what I was. Yeah, that's what obviously I took from it. There's 3 very different kind of journeys, but ending up in the same place. And it's a great advert, again, following on from what we've just had for the last couple of weeks with Castles, a great advert for club running as well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's nice to be part of a team, I guess, and whether it be Bridgend or any other team, I think that, you come together in a kind of community and with the same passion or wants to train and run and enjoy it, and ultimately... everybody's at different levels and everybody wants different things out of it, but we're all doing the same thing, aren't we, ultimately? And you click with some people and not with necessarily others, but you just get on and enjoy, I suppose.
I think the thing that we're running is not really a single sport, is it? It's got so many different aspects within it, like you got, if you want to do your ultra marathons, or if you want to do the short stuff on the track, or if you want to mix it up, whether it's like a relay event like the Castles or as a team event, or whether you want to focus on the performance end of marathons, 5Ks or whatever, something for everyone, I think, which is a great part about running, really,
But in Bridgend, there's a real community, because obviously I kind of started off just running with Bridgend Athletics, and then you kind of venture down to Park Run, and obviously that's kind of all the local runners. But then what was really noticeable when when I was out doing those long runs and those long events, there'd be one or two runners from some of the other local clubs, back in sort of 2015, 16, 17, before they kind of exploded. But back in the day, it was like sort of Camogor or Phoenix runners. You'd be running, they'd have their runners, but they would look after you as well, even though you were Bridgend Athletic. So you never felt like you were just a club in Bridgend. You felt, I think, every club and all the support that was there from all the local, you really felt like people were there supporting you as well as their own club runners. And it was, we got really well looked after by loads of those clubs, while a couple of us were out there, with no food and no liquid, just getting lost in mountains and just dying. I remember in the Gower Ultra one, you're just running, and there was someone from Phoenix just giving me a cheese sandwich because I was nearly dying between the sort of checkpoints, and it was like, I don't know who you were, but thank you, I'll take that. Just smash it down and move on, like.
That's what a couple of episodes ago, that's what Olivia said about the trail running and why she enjoys the trail running as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit more. It's different now, like that side with ultra and trails. It is I think it's not a totally different sport, but you know what I mean. It's just, like John just said about time. No one cares about the time. It's about a different type of running, and it's like the endurance and getting from point A to point B. But we're going to talk about something a lot shorter now, a mile.
Yeah, the only mile.
The only mile that counts.
The only mile, you're right.
The only mile that counts.
Yeah.
So that might as well lead us on to the beer mile as well. So I'm like all the other guests, really, because I don't really know that much about the Bridgend Beer Mile. Nicky knows more than that. He offered to tell me, but I said I might as well just learn firsthand now from these three knowledgeable guys around there. So do you want to tell us more about the Bridgend Beer Mile, what it is and how it's grown?
I think Mark can maybe give us a little bit background on where the beer mile comes from. Mark, a little bit more about the background.
I would guess most people that have any interest in beer and running or beer miling, you probably know a guy called Corey Belmore.
Yeah.
Who's beer mile world record holder. Just to let you know, I've taken a Strava crown off him in America, so make sure we get that in. The jewel in my crown, that one. So I remember seeing it and thinking, do you know what? That's pretty cool, isn't it? Like, seems pretty fun. And then I think it might have been John, in all honesty. He kind of approached me and Jeff, knowing our love of alcohol and running, and there was a couple of others involved in the early days. And we were like, should we try and sort something out and prep it? And I remember the very first one we did. We printed these like tickets, like beer mile tickets, and then people were paying us, but we didn't have the kind of systems online, and we didn't have so we were like doing it in cash or bank transfer. But you had to have the ticket to get into the beer mile, and on the back was this like really, really rubbish disclaimer about you can't sue us. If something goes wrong, you can't sue us.
Just for the record, we still have that now.
Yeah, well, I think we still use it, yeah.
It worked.
But yeah, it did work. But it was really low, wasn't it? It was something like, remind me, it might have been £5 or something like that.
Yeah.
£5 to enter with your 4. That included your 4 beers. And I mean, we took a hit that year.
Well, we never made money, Mark. I think every year we kind of get a couple of hundred in the bank one year, and then the next year it just disappears.
So yeah, that was the kind of origins of it. And the very first year, it was held on Bridgend Athletic Track.
The original beer mile came from America or Canada, Mark, is it?
Yeah.
So Corey Belmore.
So it's never been like registered.
Corey Belmore is this guy who can run, a mile and drink 4 beers in 4 minutes and 30 seconds, which is absolutely incredible, really. And there's a world
Corey Belmore, he was meant to come on last year, and then he forgot he had a work shift and missed it completely.
True story.
He's hungover.
So,
We'll have to get him. We'll invite him over for this.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
You'll make a loss, are you? Paying for him to stay over.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
but
first year, you obviously you're just setting it up. How many people done the first one?
I think it was probably about 40 or
60.
50. Yeah, we did it on the track in
Bad for a first event.
yeah, in Bridgend on the track, you know. So it was 5 laps of the track.
Before
Honestly.
social media, really, as well.
Yeah. So I can't
good
remember much
stuff.
about it. To be honest.
I
2017.
Yeah, 2017, I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not before social media, then.
Funny
Yeah,
enough, we were all before we come on you. We all got together. We were like, when did this start? When did this start? And we were like, oh, was it 2000? How many did we do before we moved down the field? And it's like, oh, I'm sure it's 3. I mean, that's kind of how committed we are. We can't even remember. But
yeah, it's gone through a bit of an evolution. So the first 3 events were run on the track in Bridgend, the 300-meter track.
Yeah.
But after the 3rd year, they were refurbishing the track. They just had a grant for like 200 grand or something to refurbish the track. So they didn't want people spilling beer and vomiting over it. So they decided they didn't want to host it for next year then for some reason. Yeah. So from that point onwards, we've moved it down to Merthyr Mawr Estate on a grass track, which we cut prior to the event, you know. So yeah. So it's officially a trail race now. Yeah.
But that's why we've renamed it. So it's not. I mean, whilst we're still Bridgend Beer Mile, but we've kind of renamed the actual race to the Beer Mile Trail Running World Championships. So if you win it, then you're the world champion in the Trail Beer Mile, because we don't believe there's another one about. So currently, I'm the world champion at that. Corey Belmore, put that in your pipe and smoke it.
You can't clarify your Mark Emery owns that.
No, exactly. So why do you keep showing up every year and organising this? And
I don't know.
what makes you keep doing it?
Just such a great fun event, to be honest. If you haven't seen it, you'll be in stitches just watching people. And we've had great runners over the years come and try and run a beer mile. Andrew Tuckey from Bridgend, who's an Aussie guy, who was an outstanding runner. And he stood on the track alongside you, Mark. I think he was in your heat, yeah?
Yeah.
So you threw your first beer before you start running. He's fine, he's an Aussie, you think, yeah, he's going to drink, he can run as well. He got to the second one and I don't think he moved. he couldn't get his second beer down. I think he was race over on him, Mark, yeah?
Yeah, I think it was. I panicked so badly, and then he basically just stopped, and I sort of chugged mine, did the next lap. I came back in, he's still standing there trying to drink his beer.
And it does separate the kind of men from the boys when it comes to drinking and running, really. You know, people who you think would naturally be able to run and drink, it's a complete different skill set, you know. Yeah.
Who was him, Jeff? Was it Matt Murray that was just cracked a can and just lifted it like that and poured it down his gullet and then just went? Was that him?
I don't remember that one.
I swear.
So you speak of heats. What a heat! So it's not just one big race. I guess that's carnage, right?
We take the entries, and last 2 years you've had about 120 people enter, and obviously the maximum you could put in the heat is around about 15 people, just because of the logistics of getting people, serving up the beers on every lap, and just purely the size of the track, is not big enough for more than about 15 people per heat. So what we do is we divide the race up by age groups. They're not specific age groups. So say we have 60 people entered in the men's race, we just cut off into 4 races by age. So I'm usually in the Coffin Dodgers race. I'm one of the older. I think Mark is usually you're no longer one of the stags, are you? Because they're old now.
No.
We give them credit for each heat. And each winner of each heat is a winner of a race. Basically, you get a prize for winning each heat. So each heat is a race. That's the challenge. You've got to try and win your heat. Yeah.
Is it a final then as well?
No.
There should be. That would be brilliant.
That's what we missed it, Mark.
So Gareth, one year I remember doing it. There was a guy called Liam Osborne in Bridgend running with us, and he's a much better runner than me. And I think it might have been the second year we did it. is that we did a race. He was in my heat, and I beat him, and he was quite devastated. So he's like, so at the end, on the last race, he's like, "Come on, let's do it again." So I was like, "All right, let's do it again." I tell you what, we were both just hammered, and we both wanted to win so much. We were a nosedive over the line. Who was getting there first? just for the record, I did beat him twice that year as well. But I mean, doing that twice, you need to sign something more than a disclaimer. I don't know. I don't recommend that at all. That is hazardous to health.
So the event takes about 2 hours in total. We tend to have about 6 or 7 different heats, yeah? So we'll have all the beer mile races, usually about 6 of those, usually about 4 for men and 2 for women. I think we call them what was the name of the female races?
The chicks,
the
cougars.
The chicks and the cougars. Yeah, for the female races. So,
and then we have the Prosecco princesses.
Yeah, we do have a Prosecco event as well for the people who can't quite manage a beer. So.
Yeah, and cider as well, isn't it?
Yeah, cider's optional for the beer race. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So they're 330 millimeter cans, yeah.
I think we need to integrate a final.
So
that would be
last year we did add in the relay.
We did experiment with the relay event last year as well, didn't we?
Yeah. Which was hilarious.
Yeah, which was very good fun as well. Yeah.
So you know, like if I'm in, how long is a leg is? What's the record? 4.5 minutes or so. But then you've got your changeover, a transition or whatever. So if I'm in the last leg, am I allowed to drink before that? Is that my own kind of decision?
On the relay event,
a couple of beers as a warm up. It's like stretching, as far as I'm concerned, or going for a jog before you're running. So I always make sure I have a couple of cans just to make sure that I'm lubed and ready.
It sounds great.
We've changed it this year as well, haven't we? The sign up. So we have got some run. So what Jeff said about the waves is right. We've still got those, but this year we've added in 2 run for fun waves. So some of the feedback we've had is that people can't. So if there's a dude and a lady, they don't run together as friends. So this year we've added in 2 extra waves, which is the run for fun, where we'll time you, but if you win, you don't get anything. So people can. And I think Jeff, this year we've got to mow the track a bit wider this year because our waves are up to I think 25. So because we've got the run for fun waves, we want to give people that opportunity to run together.
Yeah.
We look when we get the entry. Make a judgment. Yeah. But it's all done in fancy dress to obviously to make it even more fun. But it is absolute carnage, and if you come and watch it, you'll chase for 2 hours. It's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, we've got some of
Has there been like dust ups and stuff as well?
No, thankfully. I mean, that was one of our stipulations when we first started, and I don't want to put everyone in the same boat, but we wanted to try and keep it running community focused. So if you're one of the running clubs, great. If you know someone that's a runner, then bring them along. What we didn't want to do is open it up to team sports like football and rugby, because we felt that if there was a mass of that come in, I just feel like it might have got out of hand, and it's not kind of the ethos that we're trying to go forward. So yeah, we've not had any. In fact, everyone is just literally just belly laughing their way through the 2-hour period, and just. I mean, I've not had anyone say anything bad about it at all, have they? Really? I mean, it's just a real good laugh.
I say you want to try and keep it still the running community, but having a bit of a laugh. Like, it's not too serious, although Mark, you take it very serious. You just want a bit of a laugh. See everyone trying to drink and run a mile. Is honestly, I've done it a few times. I'll be back this year. It's brilliant. It's going to be a good day. When is it? It's 19th July, guys.
Yeah, so it's just after the rabbit run. The rabbit run starts at 4 o'clock, and we directly after we use the same infrastructure as the rabbit run this year. So we'll be there on the same field as the rabbit run starts. Yeah. So that's after 6 o'clock. Yeah.
Just on that as well, we have. I think we missed out the fun awards as well that we do. So as well as the awards for the wave winners, we've got the what we got. We've got the Chunder of the Night, Epic Fail, and Fastest Chug, and Best Dressed as well. So there's a couple of fun awards. So I think last year we had these two lads, didn't we, dress up in their Hawaiian hula skirts with their coconut bras or something, and
Yeah, they were good.
there was some.
Okay.
There was some unsightly views of it. Yeah, the time machine.
That was good.
Yeah, that was good.
The chunder of the night is my. I've never won that, but I do like seeing them because we always try and get some photos of them as well. And there's been some absolute epic ones on the back straight of that track, just spurting out as they're running.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I'll do it, but I'll definitely come down with the camera and have a look.
Have a go.
It's quite
have a
good
go.
fun. You'll enjoy.
You'll enjoy.
Is it there's a party after as well, or does everyone just get in their cars and drive home?
Because the logistics in we do want people. Because the logistics in Merthyr Mawr, we haven't got the infrastructure to host a party. Although I think there's a lot of people hanging around this year. There's a lot of camping going on for the part of the rabbit run, because I think the numbers are such now. We put on like a camping package. I think it's put a lot of people hanging around after this year, so it might be a bit of a party on. Yeah. We have in the past. It's been carnage.
Yeah, I think that's what we are really. We're just a spectacle for the campers after the there's the rabbit run, there's the ultra that they're doing, or the marathon, and I think we've just been lured in as entertainment for them when they stay the night.
No, and it's a hard one to grow. I'm sure he'll come back now. But then, how much do you want it to grow as well without losing what it is as well? Innit? That's losing the authenticity.
If you're John, you want it to grow to this mass event. But if you're Jeff and I, we kind of like it as it is.
Yeah. It's not too big.
I think if we can get 120 to 150 people doing it every year, it would make my day. That's doing that. It'd be mega. But John would like to see 1,000 people enter.
I mean, you've got to be realistic. You can't, I think if you wanted to make the track a little bit bigger, you couldn't do more than 30 maximum per wave. And when we look at how many waves you can do in an hour, I think the maximum ever we do would be 200. But I think 120 to 150 is a really nice number. But I guess, it's all right sitting here talking about the beer mile, but how many times have we come like this close to going, we ain't doing it because we just think all the numbers and it doesn't stack up to do it. I mean, the first couple of, I think definitely the first 2 years, we kind of funded the shortfall ourselves, and it was only in the third year that it self-covered. So we do need the local support, just to, and then any of the reserves we had during COVID, we were like that close to pulling it again, and we're just really grateful that we've been supported by, people like Steve Brace, getting support for us and helping us out to make sure that we're able to put the race on with the logistics and other things. So it is a case if people don't turn up and support it, then that the event it's just not feasible to put on.
Cool.
Yeah, it's very, very similar. It's similar to the podcast itself. We self-funded the first couple of episodes but then we started selling the vests and stuff, and that doesn't we still go to work every day. It doesn't make us a fortune, but it allows us to pay for the monthly costs of everything and keep doing the episodes, really,
Yeah.
That's the main thing, isn't it? Well, that's all we really want to do. We just want to make I suppose the ultimate goal when that first year where it kind of covered itself, and we might have we donated some money back to Bridgend and things like that, but there was talk that if we were able to kind of make any sort of profit from it, should I say, we were going to fund a trip to go and do Marathon de Murdoch down South France. And I guess if we can part fund anything towards it, it would just be kind of quite fun. But as you guys probably know, it's not going to pay any bills. It's just there. We just want to keep it going, and if we need to keep a bit in reserve to buy things and pay for insurances and whatnot, then we'll do that just to make sure that we can keep rolling it over.
Yeah, exactly.
For anybody that doesn't know, the Marathon de Murdoch is a race down in the south of France. So the full marathon, 8,000 people in fancy dress, and you visit 21 chateaux on the way around and have a glass of wine in each one.
It's Nicky's bucket list race, isn't it, Nick?
On my list. I know Jeff has been a few times.
I've done it 6 times. I'm going again this year. It's one of my favourites.
Not an addict.
I love a drop around.
That's amazing.
That's
So
great
this
fun.
year's, when is it? When is this year's, and how can people sign up?
Oh,
Yeah,
John.
19th of July, down in Merthyr Mawr, and you can sign up on Full On Sport. Just type in Bridgend Beer Mile 2025, and it'll come up.
Excellent.
Or just type in Bridgend Beer. Well, are we on Facebook? Are we Drink and Stride or Bridgend Beer Mile? I can't remember.
Yeah, you'll find it anyway. If you type Bridgend Beer Mile, it'll come up.
I think, yeah. Did you send the link to Nicky? I think he's forwarded it on to me anyway.
Yeah, I think I might. I've got it. I'll send it over.
Yeah, send it on and we'll clip it up and put it on in it. Get everyone entered in, get down there, let's have a good day. Good local running community, everyone having a laugh, and watch Mark probably win again.
Christ, we'll have 200 now, John. Watch out.
Yeah, let's not talk about Mark winning, because every year Mark wins around, Jeff wins around. The only time I ever won a wave was in the first year we did it. There was no prizes, there was no records, there was nothing. So it's like Strava. It never happened because it's not recorded anyway. So these guys have all got one of these lovely boots that we give away for the things. I haven't got one. I won a wave, I haven't got one.
You should give you an honorary one, innit?
Yeah,
Mark can give you one of his. He's got loads.
This is why you could have won.
Never won one. I mean, I won.
Nice,
I'm devastated. It's the only race I've ever won in my life. Didn't get a prize.
Cracking. No, it sounds like a good race. So, was it on a Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday.
That's better, Jeff.
Oh, look at him with his winner's goblet.
Saturday afternoon, starts about 6, pre-registration from about 5 o'clock, so you can come get your number.
Yeah.
And then if you want to do a course walk, get a couple of beers to warm up. And then I think we'll be selling a couple of beers down there as well. There is some other infrastructure, but we normally sell cans, just basically cost-ish price. 6 o'clock start. Pretty much, we need to be pretty on that because we need to rattle through them quite quickly. So each wave, I think we give like a 15-minute slot. So you got kind of about that. Most people are done and dusted by then, and we're restocking, and then into the next one basically, and then we'll probably do the relay again right at the end because everyone kind of had a bit of a laugh at that. It was just a bit of a joke and a bit of fun. I know there was one guy that did the rabbit run last year and he hurt himself. He pulled a muscle or something during the race, and he's told me this year he's not entered the rabbit run just so he can do the beer mile and make sure he's not just get injured.
Good choice.
I've seen our lady champion signed up today as well for the beer mile to defend her title. So it's nice to see.
Good.
Obviously, we attract the serious runners as well. So that was Emma Wookie's just signed back up. So any ladies fancy challenging Emma for the ladies title? Get in there.
Take the crown.
Yeah. Emily Marchant finds out about this now. You'll be in big trouble. She loves the swig, doesn't she?
She does like it's quick.
Excellent. Anything else we've missed that you wanted to add, boys, or anything?
No, it's been a pleasure really to be invited on and come on and have a chat and go through things. It's been really good fun.
After the serious
I've
running
learned
last
a bit
week,
about Jeff and John.
have a bit of fun.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Serious last week, bit of fun this week. But not
Yeah, that's it. Mix it up. And I'm off on holidays on Friday, so I won't even see how the episode does, and I don't care. I'll be chilling. No, thank you very much. I'll be down. Nick, you'll be down as well, so we'll definitely come down for the beer mile and drag some people down with us as well. Nick, did you have anything you want to add?
No, cheers for coming on, boys. Appreciate that. Hopefully now we can help push this a little bit now and don't go too crazy on your numbers, and you can still got enough beer for everyone. But no, we'll catch up soon, and yeah, we'll try and get some people down with us.